Hello, I'm Daddy Rob and welcome to Daddy's Sex Talk. This is the final video in our three-part series, How Do I Know If I'm Gay? We've covered some of what is and isn't gay in the previous videos, and now we're looking at the final piece of the puzzle. Why be gay? As I said in my first video, my advice to anyone contemplating identifying as a gay male to not be so quick to jump to say, I'm gay. But that doesn't mean it isn't an empowering identity to take on. I identify as a gay man and am a better man for it. But this identity, like many other cultural identities, has its challenges as well. It's good to have an understanding of the challenges and power of a label before taking it on for yourself. Homosexual desire has been around forever, but gay as an identity is a fairly recent development. Gay as a word showed up in the English language back in the 12th century, meaning joyful, carefree, or bright and showy. This meaning still applies to many gay men. However, its use to talk specifically about homosexuals did not occur until 1922, when Gertrude Stein used it to describe a same-sex relationship. Although gay still mainly meant carefree for many years, it did not become commonly associated with homosexual men until the 70s with the sexual revolution. Even then, not every American had heard the term or knew it meant anything but joyful. In the 80s, the American public was introduced to HIV/AIDS by its earlier name, GRID, which stood for Gay-Related Immune Deficiency. This led to an indelible connection between the gay community and HIV/AIDS, which is a stigmatic connection full of moralistic judgment and finger-pointing that is still supported by many Americans to this day. In addition to the stigma that the word alone carries, it also retains the primary challenge that existed when gay men were simply homosexuals, or more crudely, fairies. Regardless of the term being used, it simply isn't straight. In the United States society, the dominant group is straight, white, Judeo-Christian men with money. Anything else is the other. Something as seemingly minor as who you choose to take to bed or fantasize about can make the difference between being part of the chosen tribe and being ostracized to the outlands. Some famous homosexual men that made amazing historical contributions have felt the sting of being othered by a heteronormative society. The writer, Oscar Wilde, contributed amazing pieces of written art to the world before he was jailed for the crime of sodomy and gross indecency. Alan Turing helped to win World War II for the Allies by developing code-breaking methods that crippled the Axis powers before being arrested for homosexuality and subsequently chemically castrated. After World War II, approximately 5,000 United States soldiers that fought for the Allied powers were given blue discharges for being homosexual and were denied GI benefits and had difficulty finding work due to the stigma attached to their discharge. Grim examples indeed, but not every gay man is subject to extreme punishments for their sexual orientation. Progress has been made in the United States, and there are increasing protections that come with the gay identity from unjust punishment. However, there is still the challenge of a gay man having his masculinity called into question because of his preference of bananas over peaches. Losing access to traditional masculinity can impact an individual's ability to succeed in a male-dominated world. And exclusion from the boys' club leaves gay men vulnerable to physical, verbal, and emotional attacks from men who feel they have a legitimate right to let gay men know their lower place in the world. And the level of protection you have as a gay man varies based on what state of the country you are currently living in. None of this is fair or just. It simply flows from a patriarchal view of the world that everyone must play their role as society has written, or else. Gay men simply don't play by the heteronormative rules. They are a challenge to the system and a threat to white, straight, Judeo-Christian male domination. When you get right down to it, gay men are rebels. They make good trouble. They make society question why they hold their misogynistic, puritanical values. We can see the impact of gay consciousness raising in the world around us. Younger Americans are questioning in greater numbers the very concept of gender and orientation in a bid to eventually make these categories culturally irrelevant. This is scary to some, but very exciting to others. Regardless, times are changing, and the tides are turning. It is the next wave of the sexual revolution. So that's the flip side of the gay coin. Yes, it can be difficult. Yes, it can be scary to forge a new path. But that path is not being cleared alone. Gay men and their allies throughout history have slowly pushed the lines drawn by societal forces to give us more room to breathe. There is a community of gay men and allies that are making a new world simply by being visible and uniquely them. There is a rainbow of gay men that exist in every community in this country. Some are loud and proud, and others are quietly connecting to others and providing support where needed. All of them are superheroes standing for truth, justice, and the truly American way. Taking on the identity of gay for many men means being released from the oppressive scripts that society tries to enforce on us all. If society can be so wrong about how depraved gay is, then what else have they gotten wrong? Openly gay men call into question enforced morality, unjust laws, religious hypocrites, and other societal structures that exist to maintain power. By supporting change, they support all our endeavors to live our lives, exercise our liberties, and pursue our version of happiness. We will not be silenced until our voices are heard and the long arc of history reaches justice for all. Eventually, there will no longer be a need for the gay identity. Gay businesses, bars, clubs, and organizations will one day be cultural artifacts. Once persecution, exclusion, and othering of any kind based on sexual orientation becomes extinct, then the need to publicly identify as gay becomes moot, and justice has won. Until then, I will be gay and proud and work to move that needle towards acceptance and empowerment for all. And that is a great reason to be gay, in my gay opinion. So, after watching this series of videos, how do you know if you're gay? Hopefully these videos have helped you clarify for yourself what gay is and isn't, and that you're developing an understanding of some of the challenges and power that comes along with the label of gay. If after all that, you are thinking that gay is the best descriptor for yourself at this point of your journey of sexual identity, then you just might be a gay man. Take care of yourself, and make sure that you are safe to disclose this piece of information about yourself before letting the world in on your superpower. Remember that there are many ways of defining gay, but the only one that truly matters is that of the person using the label for themselves. You can make it fit you instead of working to fit the stereotypes. I wish you luck and love on your continuing journey of personal empowerment. Thanks for watching this episode of Daddy Sex Talk. Again, my name is Daddy Rob, and I'm here to answer your questions about gay male sex and sexuality. If you have any questions you would like me to answer in future videos, leave a comment below. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you have found this information useful, and click the bell to be notified of future videos. If you want to contact me elsewhere, I am @TheDaddyRob on Twitter, or email me at daddyrob@daddyrob.com. And you can always check out daddyrob.com, my digital home, for more information. Thank you for spending this time with me. And remember that you are the most amazing person in the universe, and your daddy loves you. See you next time.